Hello YouTube! Before I begin, let me just tell you I won't be uploading videos for about a month or so because I'm in the middle of moving from one country to another. So I'm moving to Canada and therefore literally do not have time or tools to do any edits or uploads. So please bear that in mind. I will be back. Now before I go, I wanted to do a quick series on how to play Specters, and here's a start with Belle. Let's begin by inspecting Belle's skills and stats. Belle has strength of 2 and movement of 3. What this means is her attack will do 28 damage per attack and she will move at 4.65 meters per second. Like every other Spectre, Belle will gain Bloodseek, which can make her move at 5.65 meters per second at maximum Bloodseek. Bear in mind that survivors move at 5.75 meters a second when running. Belle has Blood Portal, which teleports her to the closest survivor in direction she's facing at 90-second cooldown, and Blood Trail, which allows Belle to see where survivors ran to as well as gain Bloodseek faster. Now, this isn't explicitly explained anywhere, but Belle technically has a hitbox that can completely cover 360 degrees, although you must be very close to survivors to actually hit them. Her hitbox to her front is a bit more forgiving, reaching roughly about 2 meters away. Belle is easily the most accessible Spectre in the game. Her kits are straightforward and by far the easiest Spectre to land hits with. Combined with her speed, facing Belle in an open field means you will quickly take damage. Also, her hitbox is much more generous than other two Spectres as well. However, her weakness is that drop downs exist. Despite increased drop down damage to 12, it is still far less than her attack damage. This means Belle cannot chase any survivors that knows how drop downs work. Without using a blood portal, while survivors will eventually die to drop damage, at 12 damage per drop, even the weakest survivor will take at least 9 drops to die. This can easily translate to 2 minutes plus chase, even enough time for at least 2 rituals to complete. Additionally, cereals and stamina drinks means she cannot catch up with any survivor even at maximum speed. Belle has many flexible ways to combine perks. Depending on the skills of survivors, you can use any combination of Auto Guard Helmet, Serial Killer, Stamina Drain, Poltergeist, Counter Pain, Dark Occult, and Sheer Barrier. However, against any decent survivors, you wanted to either enhance her strength or reduce her weakness. Since you wanted to kill survivors as fast as possible, you are really limited to Anti-CC perk and cooldown reduction. While Serial Killer is great for resetting or cooldown, the fact that you must get a kill to activate it makes it less desirable than Dark Occult. This is why I said earlier that perk choices are dependent on survivor's skills level. I would not recommend Stamina Drain unless you are facing groups of survivors with low stamina. I have explained this many times as to why Stamina Drain is bad. To effectively play Belle, you need to know the maps well. There are certain places that favor mind game with Belle, such as holes in the walls in the swamp. On top of that, know how to navigate the map. Since Belle is pure close range Spectre, you need to be able to run using the shortest, fastest route possible. Think of it as a racing game where you need to cut corners as much as possible to save time. Last thing you need to do is manage your cooldowns well. So here are some basic tips. Invisible. Using invisible whenever the cooldown is available is good unless you are already in a chase. If you are not in a chase and invisible is on cooldown, destroy lockers and doors, holes, etc. Do not waste time doing nothing. Blood Portal. You can use it when survivors use vent, pot, drop down that will increase distance and if they are already low on stamina. Using them vents and pots almost always guarantees a hit. Immunity. On a third hit against holy water or after a stun you want to use immunity. You do not have to use immunity if the survivor is already on low stamina, but in mid chase you always wanted to. This is why anti-CC perks are great for chases, since most survivors will try to chain stun you for more stamina plus chase time once your immunity is on a cooldown. Now, Belle has a clear weakness and is not the strongest Spectre at all. But she is fun and more straightforward. Belle would probably class as easy to play Spectre, but hard to use since there are so many things you can do against her. Belle can do with some improvement on either her speed or reduced cooldown her blood portal. Her TTK is really high since she's not able to finish a chase fast enough. This is different to both Prisoner and Nim, who has potential for faster kills since the active perks that help with the TTK in case of Prisoner, or is just better in case of Nim. Anyway, up next is Prisoner. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I upload videos on regular basis. If you got any suggestions or anything you have in mind, please leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.